For decades, we have accepted a rigid idea about human potential. We treat an IQ score like a permanent barcode, a static number that dictates how smart we are from birth until death. Psychology offers a more nuanced perspective. Intelligence is not measured by the volume of facts you have memorized. It is determined by how you process information through 7 escalating layers of cognitive evolution. At the base is level 1, reactive thinking. This is the brain's autopilot. Decisions here are driven by immediate impulses, ingrained habits, and raw emotion. Speed is prioritized over accuracy, leaving no room for reflection. Level 2, basic awareness, is where conscious awareness first surfaces. You begin to notice basic patterns and simple cause and effect relationships. However, the understanding remains on the surface. You see what is happening, but you are unable to explain the underlying why. These early stages are the brain's natural defaults. The mind is biologically wired to conserve energy. It prefers these fast, automatic processes. Relying on them keeps the brain in a low-effort state that prevents growth. Level 3, logical thinking, is where reasoning takes shape. Here, you use structure to solve problems, follow arguments, and connect distinct ideas to make decisions. Most formal schooling is built on this foundation, memorizing complex formulas, following set instructions, and applying standard logic. Because institutions prioritize these specific outputs, they create an artificial ceiling where most people stop their cognitive development. The brain settles here because logic feels efficient, avoiding the discomfort needed to shift higher. Breaking out requires immense effort, fighting your urge for ease, and pushing through mental friction to access the upper layers. Many people stay here because they equate basic logic with the limit of their intelligence. This assumption creates a psychological barrier, stopping them from challenging their minds any further. Logic is a vital tool, but it can also become a cage. It keeps the mind boxed in, separated from the complex processing required for true mastery. Escaping the level 3 plateau demands a willingness to endure mental strain. It forces the brain to question its own foundation and accepted information. This happens at level 4, critical thinking. Here, information is no longer accepted on faith. You dismantle ideas to find flaws in reasoning and actively challenge your own assumptions. Thinking becomes truly independent at this stage. Instead of mirroring the thoughts of others, you evaluate them rigorously and generate your own conclusions. Beyond that is level 5, metacognitive thinking. The mind's processing power turns inward. This model illustrates the observer effect. You monitor your own thinking, catch internal errors in real time, and correct your mental course before they dictate behavior. Metacognition is a major marker of high intelligence. It gives the brain the unique ability to intentionally upgrade its own operational software. The shift from level 4 to level 5 moves your focus from analyzing the world to analyzing the very instrument you use to perceive it, your own mind. From that self-awareness, you reach level 6, abstract and systems thinking. Here, you stop viewing events in isolation and begin to map the vast interconnected systems they belong to. You find connections between distant concepts. By thinking in frameworks rather than raw data, the brain unlocks the door to genuine innovation. Finally, there is the rarest stage of all, level 7, strategic and adaptive thinking. This level is defined by extreme mental flexibility. You can shift your perspective instantly, adapt your thinking to any situation, and foresee consequences before they happen. At this pinnacle, intelligence shifts from a way to process information into a dynamic tool for mastering life. Elite intelligence is not defined by what you know. It is defined by having total, flexible control over how your mind operates. Most people do not suffer from a lack of intelligence. They are simply held back by a refusal to face the discomfort required to evolve past level 3. Intelligence is an active, ongoing evolution. A static IQ score fails to account for the reality of how the human mind can actually grow and adapt. The only metric that matters is how deeply and independently you choose to process the world right now. Look at your own habits. When you make a decision or encounter a new idea, which of the 7 levels are you operating at most frequently? Drop your number in the comments below. It is time to leave the comfort of basic logic behind. If you are ready to reach the rarest stages of cognitive mastery, hit subscribe. We only talk about the raw truth here.